Deborah McCauley at Pray It Off in Syracuse, New York. Are you the victim of clean plate syndrome? I am.
Yes.
It is it's so difficult. Now it's funny, when I'm in a restaurant, I have no problem getting a doggy bag. I have no problem going, whoa, because they give you way too much food in a restaurant. And so I have no problem saying, oh, can I have a box to go? And we went out, my niece took us, we've been helping her, she took us to Twin Trees. I had the food for 3 days, 3 meals. One thing of food. So, excuse me. Why don't we do that at home? At home, I feel like I have to finish everything I put on my plate. I can get my own doggy bag at home. I can say, and here's something. You might say, well, Ellen, it's only like a little piece of chicken or maybe a little piece of this. Throwing food away is almost impossible for me if there's nothing wrong with the food. I'm not talking if it got old in the fridge. Throwing good food away. And what's really interesting is, I got some statistics here somewhere. In America, 108 billion pounds of food is thrown away every year. That equates to 130 billion meals, $408 billion worth of food. 40% of the U.S. food supply is thrown away every year. 40%. 40%. These are from the FDA, these statistics. These aren't some black web statistics I got together for you. The funny part is, of that 108 billion pounds of food that's thrown away, I contributed 0. I feel like I can't throw food away. And it says here, maybe it's because I grew up so dirt poor. Maybe it's because our parents told us to clean our plate. They're starving children. I heard that. I heard those things. It is so difficult for me. One of the things they say in these articles, you can train yourself to begin to do this by leaving food on your plate to throw away. Do I want to train myself? I'd rather train myself to take less in the beginning, try to gauge what my hunger is so that I don't get too full and I want to throw anything away. I'd rather put it in a Tupperware dish and eat it at another meal. This article says it's okay to throw it in the trash. Well, I guess it's okay because 108 billion pounds. And I think of all the starving people in the world. See, there I go, thinking of the starving people. Also, what's interesting is you rarely hear people say, I just need to eat that extra bite of broccoli. Usually it is not someone forcing to clean their plate with those sorts of healthy foods. But it is with me. If I make myself a salad, I'm there scraping the dish. You hear scrapey noises when I'm eating. Scrape, scrape, scrape. I have to have a spoon at every meal for better scraping. Because a fork, you can't always scrape as good as you can with a spoon. And the thing is, if you have smaller serving sizes at your meal and snack times, you will waste less food. And I have a friend, and she never watches the blog. I swear this is a true story. She has a pickle from the jar. She buys a jar of Vlasic pickles, those big dill pickles. She eats one. She throws the rest away. She only likes the first pickle out of a jar. Oh. She also never says, she has lasagna and everyone eats, she throws the rest away. Oh. She does not believe in leftovers. We even call them LOs. We have a nickname for our leftovers. Are we having LOs? I love LOs. You make a meal on Sunday and you can have it on Tuesday, you can have it on Thursday. LOs save our sanity. Otherwise you'd be cooking. I can't even fathom that. She tells me these stories and I'm like, agog. let's find a happy medium between that, you know. Let's try to have 1 or 2 beers, not 10. Let's try to have 1 cookie, not the whole box. Let's try to have a serving of nuts, not the whole can. And then this next article talks about intuitive eating, which is what I talked about when Jasper said, I feel like eating fruit for lunch. This intuitive eating says your body will tell you what you need. Well, my body seems to be telling me I need a heck of a lot more than I do. I need to retrain my mind to say, you are full. I want a healthy relationship with this body. And you know, you don't like the food. I'm guilty of this. Have you ever continued to eat something that you didn't even like? I've done that because I got to eat it. Stop it. You know, and I want, life is too short. Like, I love to read books. And I used to say, if I started a book and I really didn't like it, I keep saying, I got to give it a chance. I got to give it a chance. Maybe it'll get good. Yeah. There's so many books to read. If you don't like it, stop it. Same with TV shows. If I don't like it, why watch it? You know it doesn't do your body good to overextend yourself. I don't like the way I feel when I do it. I don't like the way my head feels, etc. Also, you can share. So if you want something with your husband, say, why don't we get a steak and cut it in 2? Or why don't, and I remember at lunch people would say, you want to get a sandwich or something for lunch, and there'd always be that one girl who'd say, well, you know, somebody would go, let's get a pizza or something. This is back in the day when I was in sales. And this one girl would always say, oh, no, I really don't want anything. You go right ahead and order. And then she'd come and start eating the pizza, but she wouldn't contribute. And so I call that the quintessential schmoo, you know, just, what do you call them? Not a schmoocher, like a, when they...
Moocher.
Moocher. I knew it was a moocher. She was a moocher. So, but sometimes, you know, it's okay with your spouse to be a moocher. You know, if they have, like my husband, will share something, and you can mooch off of their food instead of eating the whole thing yourself. And then how do you quit the clean plate club? How do you quit it? I gave you those horrible statistics. Horrible. I think that's a huge issue. Are we going to change it? Well, you know, it's so funny. I was at the dentist today before I came to pray it off. And I was really hit it off with these people. We had a lot of yucks. So the one, I said, I got to get rid of my gum. So she holds out her trash can, and I went, I liked it here till I saw your trash can. And she goes, what? I go, look at you've got bottles that have a nickel deposit on them. You got all that paper in there. I said, you don't recycle? She goes, I do at home. So anyway, I kind of nailed her on it. She goes, I'm glad you called that to my attention. I'm going to really make an extra effort to be better at it. I said, I got to tell your boss what good customer service you are. Because look, she just, I mean, I feel like it's the same thing with one little thing at a time. Maybe she will get better at it if I said something. Maybe if I say to my friend, don't make so much lasagna if you're going to throw it all away. Sometimes you have to open your mouth. Because Elie Wiesel said, you know, they came for the Hungarians and I didn't worry because I wasn't Hungarian. And they came for the Jews and I wasn't Jewish and I didn't worry because I wasn't Jewish. And then he goes through this whole thing. And then they came for me and there was no one left to speak for me. So sometimes I think we just need to speak up, whether it's on throwing away food or being more mindful about things. And speaking of being mindful, if we are mindful of what we eat, then we can have those extra things in a smaller way. There are people in the group, like Peg couldn't be here tonight because she's gone now, but she lost 33 pounds. She would have like a little scoop of this, a little pot. She ate a very diverse menu and lost that 33 pounds. Don't be like, we need to change our mindset. Also, deal with guilt. You know, if you are throwing something away or not eating it, you have to say, is your mother in the room? Does she know? Are you going to call her up if you're fortunate enough like me? Mom, I threw away all my food tonight. I just didn't want to eat it. I'm not going to tell her that. Also, it's okay. I still have an issue, but if you want to throw something away, it's okay to do that. Also, ways to sneak more veggies on your plate. The Camillus Farmers Market is 2 to 7 every Monday. You can swap salsa for salad dressing, and fresh fruits and vegetables are coming. Add mushrooms on things and veggies, and try those cauliflower steaks. They are to die for. I'm going to stop right there, Bob.